Yes, Bab. Right. Still on the subject of Andrew Tate, right? And about my upbringing and that as well. Now, my dad was very like strict. Um, Now we knew not to. Just the look. That's all we needed. Do you know what I mean? But he not once did he ever sign on for benefits, right? But should I tell you something? My dad done every job going, right? He had a second-hand shop, he had market stalls, he had hire cars, he had taxi services, right? But my dad died when he was 37 of lung cancer. But I'll tell you something now, right? He, I have brought my children up the way I was brought up. Now, you see my boys, my older boys, now, the one's nearly 21, 25 and 26. The both of them have they both of them started out, right, on, you know, working for people for £40 a day, right? My son worked in a thingy for when he left school, and he used to get £30 a week, right? Anyway, they've both got their own little businesses now, right? And they're doing really, really well. Now, and my other son, he's going to university for something to do with aeroplanes. I can't remember. Oh, I don't know. Anyway, right. It's because I've got all this going on. I'll come back to it anyway. But he's very, very intelligent, right? Not obviously, he ain't got it from me. Um, it's just because I'm a bit nervous about doing this video and that, right? Anyway, all my boys, that is how I brought them up, right? How my dad brought me up. I wasn't allowed out to play out on the streets, right? Neither was my children. Now, most of their friends have been to prison. Do you know what I mean? And they ain't got much in life. And also, I'm proud of them. They've got their own little flats. You know, I ain't being funny, but it's not fucking like anything special. But should I tell you something, right? They've got their own little flats and they've had them for about 3 or 4 years each, right? And do you know what they had to do to get in them flats? They had to stay in hostels, right, to get them flats, and they had to go out and they went to work and work in freezing cold, fucking outside, pissing down the rain, digging the roads, and like doing all sorts just for 40, £50 a day. But now they've got their own businesses and their own little flats. But you know something? It's theirs. It's their flats. They've got their own cars. You know, and they don't ask me for nothing. They never have asked me for anything. They've always done it themselves. You know that. And what is wrong with what Andrew Tate has said about I'm telling the boys to go out and work hard. Whatever you want, go out and you got to get it yourself. If you don't work hard, if you don't do it, you're not going to get it. Do you know what I mean? And there's a lot of mental health in my family, and I've been through everything, right? And I'll tell you something now. The no medication is good for mental health. No, I've been on everything, right? But I'll tell you what is good for mental health. You getting up, and it's down to you. And yeah, it is hard. And yeah, it's bad, and people don't understand you. Just I'm sitting there talking like this to you. You don't see me some days. But you know what? I have to pull myself out of it, right? But the clips that people have chopped up so to make him Andrew look like a fucking arsehole. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, I think he's innocent, to be honest. I really, really do. He's seen loads of fucking tits and all this. And not only that, like, interviewers have asked him, like, what would you do if your wife wanted to be on OnlyFans or blah, blah, blah? And he turned around and he said, well, I manage it, right? And the money, obviously, or half the money will go to him, or blah, 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 blah. I agree with him. But at the end of the day, right, why would you want to go and do that anyway? Do you know what I mean? Why do it? You don't need to do it. Not if you've got a man like that that's looking after you, you know. And at the end of the day, I don't think he's a control freak. I really, really don't. I think you've all got him wrong. Like, and I'll tell you something now. If the children of from the two from about 2003 upwards, right? Kids from that far up, back up, or you know, all the kids that are grown up, the sport bastards, they haven't got a clue how to do anything. All they care about is making videos, sitting on the phones, right? Lying, making fake proof things to make them say, oh, they've got this, they've got that, and they've got money, and it's fake, and it's shit and it's fake. That is why kids nowadays are not getting to be anything what they should be, because they get away with it. They get away with like they need to be punished. I'm not saying they need to be beaten and stuff like that, but punished. People don't understand, don't know how to punish the kids nowadays. They can't be bothered. They're just pushed. Do you know what I mean? Oh, we are. Have it. Go do this. Have your phones. Because you know why? The parents are more bothered about being on the phones themselves and the computers, so they can't be asked with the kids. Do you know what I mean? So I agree. If you want something, go out and get it. Work hard. Because you know what? It's not going to come to you on a plate and say, oh, we are. Get off your fucking arses and do something about it. Leave Andrew Tate alone. Yes, Bob.